Agent Romanoff. You miss me?
Oh yeah, Charles, we got ourselves an X-Men fan.
Captain.
Your Highness.
Captain, big fan, Spider-Man. Hey everyone.
Hey guys, and welcome to Film Artsy, your #1 source for all things films and movies. My name is Elijah, and as you guys know, we've been following the Marvel Cinematic Universe so closely over the years, but it is looking like there may be the possibility of an iconic original Avenger getting their shot back in the MCU after this character has been considered kind of written off in the forefront. We're talking about the Incredible Hulk. Yeah, so if you guys remember way back to when the MCU initially started, after Iron Man, just a couple of months later, there was the release of the Incredible Hulk with a completely different actor, but this movie essentially introduced this character into the MCU and kind of introduced the idea of a connected world altogether. Now, what's really interesting though is it looked like at the time, while the movie honestly wasn't too much of a success, there was still a lot of release issues with Marvel and many of their characters. You guys may be familiar with Spider-Man and the Marvel Cinematic Universe and Marvel, and how Spider-Man is kind of connected with Sony, as Sony has the movie rights to the character and they've made a deal where they get Spider-Man. It was very similar set up with the Incredible Hulk, where Universal had the movie rights to the character the Incredible Hulk. However, they were able to make a deal where they would work together on releasing the film so that both the MCU and Universal would be beneficial. Now, during this time, Universal had the rights to the character as long as they would release a new movie every set amount of time with the character in it. However, since there hasn't been a brand new Incredible Hulk movie, there are now rumors being reported by various sources in the industry that this would mean that the Incredible Hulk rights would now revert back to Marvel Studios. Now, this isn't something completely unheard of to have the thing where the rights are only temporarily held until they can revert back. This was a very common case back in the earlier 2010s with Spider-Man, where Sony had to quickly pump out new Spider-Man movies to prevent losing the rights to the character, and that's why Amazing Spider-Man was essentially created in such a hurry. And while the movies did all right in the box office, it definitely was a move to just prevent Sony from losing out on those rights. However, Universal hasn't really found the need or want to explicitly utilize this character in a feature film. Sure, they could probably cut a deal with Marvel, but if Marvel knew that the clock was ticking on this character, they probably pinpointed that Universal wouldn't want to do an Incredible Hulk movie that doesn't tie into the Marvel Cinematic Universe in some way, and played their cards right to maybe revert this character back into their own hold. Remember, at this point, Marvel's trying everything they can to try to get all of the characters back into one place once again, with all those rumors from earlier this year about Spider-Man possibly being up for purchase for a very high amount of money. So we definitely know what Marvel's endgame is here with this, no pun intended. And it's going to be really interesting if Marvel's going to go ahead and try to produce an Incredible Hulk movie moving forward with Bruce Banner as the main character once again, having Mark Ruffalo taken on. That'll be a really interesting idea and possibility to see. Who knows what they could do now that they have all the rights back. Personally, I think it would be really cool to revisit the Incredible Hulk and maybe do a remake of the movie, even if it wasn't necessarily a full release, but like a Disney Plus release, where they would do something where they kind of redo the first movie with maybe a little bit better writing, some better action scenes, and of course having Mark Ruffalo in it, so the timeline and continuity of the movies makes a little bit more sense. But we wanted to turn it around to you guys. Do you guys think it's really cool that the Hulk is now officially back in the MCU? Let us know what you think in the comments down below. Be sure to subscribe with notifications on, and we'll see you all next time with a brand new video. Bye guys.
I'm about to.
Hi everybody.
Hey everybody, how you doing?
Hi.
See you guys.
Know anybody?